Hello, Soldier Boy again. So here we have Daily Race C. I was going to start this video by saying I wasted 800 credits. I was. And that was before I did the races. I'd done the qualifying laps after qualifying laps. And I didn't do too badly. I was improving. But I was going to say, what a waste of 800 credits. But having done 2 races in this car, I actually really enjoyed it. It was really weird. You only have a choice for Group 2 of 6 cars. Now them 6, you can get rid of 3 of them. So there's only 3 different makes by the end of it. Each make has 2 types, but one of each make is rubbish. A lot slower, no good. So there's only really 3 makes to choose from. And I went to the Lexus. I basically compared the stats. This had better handling, I thought. So I went for that. And I managed a 134 in practice, which gave me a 4th place start. I was really impressed because I didn't think I was doing that well. I know the top times in the world, I think the 10th time is a 129. So I'm only about 5 seconds off. But I honestly thought I'm struggling. But then I start 4th. So maybe I'm not struggling. I don't know. But yeah, I was fully intended to slate the car, slate the race, slate Group 2. But I really enjoyed the races. It was weird. So confirmation of me starting 4th. It's a funny old one. I've got the traction control to 0 because I just found with traction control on you were struggling for grip. It would slow you down in the corners, bog you down. It just wasn't worth having on. So this is the first race then. 4th place start. And off we go. 4th place start is good because you start quite close to the lead. If you're further back, you've got a lot of time to make it straight from the start. First corner here, and straight away, I'm trying to be a bit careful of who's coming on the inside. I was expecting dive bombs. Number 2 decides to spin his car around in a circle and decides to go home. Don't know what that was about. So up into 3rd already. I was finding this corner I had to brake more than some of the cars did. I don't know if this is the car or not. But I was finding that corner a bit tricky. There was a lot of really hard braking zones here. A lot of throttle control around that corner there. Heavy braking. And it's 15 times tyre wear. That's concerning. This car can be slippery if you accelerate too hard. So once the tyres start to go, I am concerned. But braking hard again into the corner. And I didn't check my radar when I turned in. I wasn't expecting anyone to be there. I've got the 1 second penalty for turning in on him. Kind of deserved. I just wasn't expecting someone to try that on that corner. But, my fault for not checking the radar. I've spoke before about yielding. Another car spins himself round. So these cars are quite tricky to handle. You've got to be very careful with the acceleration. You've got to really feather the throttle. We're coming to the end of the first lap. We're up into 3rd, but here's their penalty. We're going to lose 3rd. That's okay. So we're going to cross the line for the end of the first lap in 4th. So that's exactly where I started. So 1 lap down, that's 13, and pretty happy to be honest. Other than the little mistake of not checking the radar and backing out the corner a bit. It's one of those things. Taking the first corner, I think, quite nicely. A little bit slow, a bit tentative on the acceleration there. Could have accelerated quicker. But we're doing okay. Pretty happy with the car. Everyone seems to be playing fair currently. So we're chasing down 3rd. Just trying to keep close to him. Trying to control the throttle around the corner. You have to really control it there. By the end of it, you should be full throttle just before the braking zone, I found. Cutting the corner nicely. Car kicks out a little bit, but managed just to control it. That's the biggest cause of spins, is the throttle control there, I was finding. If you can control it, it's not too bad. Tight corner again, you have to really brake hard. And we are catching. That's the important part. Well, it feels like we're catching. Nice and tight to the corner. A little kick out again, but under control. It's just trying to manage these corners. You can't be overindulgent with the acceleration at this point. Second goes off to drops position, and we are catching. We're going to take this corner nice and tight. I found the tighter you take this, the better acceleration out you had, but it can kick, so you've got to be a bit careful. Coming to the end of lap 2, I'm still in 4th. One car's faking the pits for some reason. That's okay. Best lap of the race so far, which should be expected for lap 2, to be honest. So trying to catch. Left the braking a little bit late. I like to brake a little bit earlier and take the corner tighter, but it wasn't too bad. We're still on third's tail. We are within distance of him, which is good. Taking that corner a bit better. And just trying to keep in touch with him really more than anything else. Trying to control the throttle. Don't really want to brake because you lose too much speed there, but you can't go off either because you will just lose traction. Cutting the corner nicely, but then a little kick, but I've still got control. Tyres are already wearing, it's only lap 3. That's the thing. And at this point I'm kind of considering what lap to pit. I know I've got to pit for mediums because my tyres will be shot. Round the corner. The other car's gone off, so we're up to 3rd now. So that's okay. Didn't take the corner as tight as I normally do, and the car tries to flick out again. So you can tell the tyres are going. The more it flicks, the more you know your tyres are going. So it's just timing it right for your tyres. Into the last corner now. A little bit slower than I would normally, but you know, controlling the throttle, controlling the kick. And we are coming to the end of lap 3, and we're in 3rd, so we've gained a position on start. And yeah, this was kind of where the enjoyment of driving this car came from, and this track, because when I was doing practice I hated the track. I was struggling some of the slow corners, but as the race progresses I'm actually enjoying it more and more. Didn't take that first corner as tightly as I'd like, but we're still within touching distance of second. It's okay. Setting faster sector times. Tyres are definitely going, you can feel it. And I'm considering what lap to pit on. Taking the corner quite nicely. Again, got to be so careful with the acceleration. It will kick out. Full throttle at this point. Braking nicely for the corner. Didn't quite get the line I'd like to take, so I've had to come back on myself a little bit. So I lost a little bit of time there, and the car flicks. Again, it's a bit of overindulgence with the acceleration, but also tyres. Got to be so careful. And yeah, I'm still trying to think what to do. What do I do? You know, the car is really kicking on me now. I started on mediums. They haven't. It's only lap 4 and they're already going. Very wide on this corner. Struggling to get the car to go. And I'm just going to try and get it back on the track. I've spun round. And that's definitely destroyed my tyres. So I've lost 3rd now. And lost 4th. And my tyres are definitely shot. And at this point I probably should have gone into the pits. Should have pitted. But I didn't, knowing I'd destroyed my tyres with the spin. That's the thing, once you spin your tyres are gone, you've got to pit. And I didn't, I carried on. We're in 5th, we're okay. You can still see the cars ahead. You can see how badly worn my tyres are, to be fair, at this point. I'm going to really struggle for grip on this corner now. It's really going out, and even though I'm trying to control the throttle, normally you could take that quite nicely at 100 miles an hour, but just couldn't keep it within it. Really kicking badly now when you exit corners. Braked very late for this corner, which I wouldn't like to do. Car cuts in on the inside. I thought I had him back. I was going to cut back across him and would have got past him, but I've lost the tyres, and I know it. That's the thing. I know I've definitely lost them. So I've lost 5th place because, and to be fair, he messed up the corner. If my tyres were better and I had controlled the acceleration a bit more, I could have got back on him quite easily. But yeah, my tyres are gone. But we're still in 6th. We're okay. We're only 2 places down on start. So it's okay. Taking this corner a bit gingerly really. Car ahead of us is pitted. And I'm thinking about it. I think, yeah, okay. Lap 5 I'm pitting. I hit the bollard, but it doesn't matter. Just trying to keep speed. Yeah, keep for mediums. That's fine. It's about 5 seconds, 5.5 second pit stop. Which isn't too bad. So we're now down in 8th. I completely mess up the braking from the pits. I should have braked earlier, but it's okay. We're still in 8th. We've got fresher tyres. We know the car ahead of us hasn't pitted. So we know we've got fresher tyres at this point. And you can feel it so much more in the car when you're on fresher tyres. You can take corners quicker. You can hold it on the corner, although don't go on the grass because the grass will make you go. 7th has gone massively offline there. He's going to struggle to get it back on circuit, so we're going to take back 7th place. And as you see, there's no flicking out anymore. But that is worrying. The tyres only lasted 5 laps. That is a concern. We're braking for the corner. Probably braked a little bit earlier than I should have done, which has really compromised my speed. But knowing I pitted on lap 5 because my tyres were shot, I've spanned, so that didn't help. I'm estimating another pit stop on lap 10 at this point. Another car ahead of me is pitting. And I don't know if it's this car because I haven't tried the other 2. I haven't got 800 credits to spend each on the other 2 cars, and all the cars are 800 credits. So I don't know if it's this car that struggles with the tyres so much, or if the others do. But the fact they were pitting a little bit later than me, they may have started on hards, to be fair. But I've temporarily got up to 3rd because of the pits. I'm up to 5th. Drop down to, I'm going to take 5th place. I see him coming, and I went to avoid him, which sent me off. I knew he was there. He wasn't stopping for anything. He was quite happy just to use me as a braking barrier, so I went off to avoid him. He ghosted anyway. It still compromised me. But we're okay. We're in 6th place. We haven't lost anything from our pit stop, that's the main thing. But we know he's on fresh tyres as well, but he has got a penalty. So we just got to get onto the back end of him and take advantage of his penalty. That's the big push now. Onto the back of 5th. But before the end of the lap. And that way we will go past him on the straight while he's taking his penalty. Braking nicely for the corner. Taking that better. A lot better. Bit wide into the corner there, but that's okay. We're still on him. Tyres are already going red. So it could be my driving that's causing that. I know tyre degradation is harder to control on a controller than it is on a wheel. I know this. And sliding around doesn't help that, admittedly. Or heavy braking. But we're okay. So we're still in 6th. Coming up to the end of lap 7. So we're over halfway now. The car ahead has had his penalty. We are catching him because he's a lot slower than us after the penalty. And into the first corner of lap 8. Braking very late because I thought I'm going to take him. And I nudge him off. You know, that is definitely my fault. You know, that's not good on my part. I missed the braking. I was a bit overzealous trying to get past him. I should have just braked earlier and got him later on. Very slow in the acceleration there. We're up into 5th. And at this point I know he's going to come back. I know he's going to dive bomb me on one of these corners. Braked early for the corner. He's gone miles past me but from the behind. He was aiming for me there, I'm pretty sure. But I was aware of it. And I managed to keep myself safe, and that's the main thing at this point. Having already had a penalty for something that was my own fault for not looking, but at the same time I wasn't expecting it. But now our aim is to chase down 4th, which is where we started this race, so we want to finish around where we started if we can. Braking for the corner. Car again, I think he tries to take me out a second time. We avoid him again. He is trying, so we're aware of him. Taking this a bit wider than I would have liked. So we've compromised their exit speed. There's the car that we pushed off. So we know he's there. We've got a lot of better exit than him. But coming into the first corner, I am wary. He's not gone in the pits, so I know he's there. I know he's on my outside. As we start lap 9. We're into the first corner now. I braked very late. But I was leaving him room on the inside. And my tyres decided to go on me. It's a shame. I should have had the cut back on him. I left him room, mainly because I pushed him off, but also I was aware he was going to try and tap me, so I was just leaving him a bit of room. So we're up to 6th. My tyres are going. We're on lap 9. I can feel the tyres going again like they did last time. Braked very late for this corner, really messed the corner up, which really compromised my exit. So I'm losing time now to 5th, when I should be gaining. But we're going to keep pressing on. Braking half the corner. 5th seems to have messed his line up a little bit. He's very slow on the exit. So we are now gaining on him. Messing up the corner massively. So we're still in 6th, we're now pitting. So our tyres didn't, then it lasted to lap 5 last time, and now we're going to go in and change to another pair of mediums. And then as I'm doing it, I've realised, did you have to use hards? I know if you don't, you lose 20 seconds. I don't remember seeing it. Don't remember looking either, but I've come out of the pits. 8th has ghosted through me, which I had nowhere to go, so you know, it wasn't really my fault at that point. Luckily none of us really lost out. I'm on fresh mediums. He's given me no room at all there. He was not happy to have me there at all. But we're going to chase him down. He doesn't want to let me past at all. So we're going to hold off a little bit. We know we've got the fresher tyres. A little bit worried that I've messed up with the tyre strategy. I've got a better exit out of the corner though. And we know we're going to be a lot faster than him on this bit. So we're okay. A little wary he's behind us in the braking zone. Got a little tap, but it's okay. We take the corner nice and tight. So we're up to 8th. And now panicking. Was it mandatory tyres? Should I have used the hards? I don't know. 7th has spun his car into the barrier, so we're going to take that position. So we're into 7th now. We've got better tyres than the cars ahead of us. We know this, so we should be able to chase them down. But I'm very worried. I feel like I've messed up royally. But we have to press on. We have to carry on. So we're into 7th. Start of lap 11. Braking for the corner. Braked very late. I normally take that a lot tighter, but I've caught up to 6th. We've got to put pressure on him. I would use a slipstream, but I'm a bit wary in the braking zone. I brake quite hard for this corner. I wasn't sure what he was going to do, so I've let him go by the end of it because I've braked a lot harder than he has. And then gone very wide, being a bit overzealous with the acceleration, not really feathering it like I should. And really messing my car up, considering I've got fresh tyres. Really not controlling it as well as I should have done. Not taking the corner as nice as I could have done, but still going. We're not really losing 6th, we are still keeping pace, but but we're very, very scrappy with it. That's the problem. With 2 laps to go after this, I am concerned. I'm still worried about my tyres, but at this point I'm getting very inconsistent at this point, which isn't good. But we're still chasing down, penultimate lap. We're still in 7th, braking very late again for the corner. I should have braked a lot earlier, but I'm trying to catch. Clipping the corner there, and that's caused the tyres to go a bit off. Struggling to control the car again. The tyres are fresh. It's not the tyres at this point, it's me. I think I'm just worrying too much about messing. I've messed the tyres up, messed the strategy, didn't read it properly, didn't look. So I'm not really concentrating as much as I probably should have done. But we are closing in on them. We are there. That's the thing. We just got to keep trying. But we're on his tail. Near the end of lap 1. You know, there is still a chance of catching him at this point. In his slipstream now. We can just keep on at him. We could take 6th here. We've got the run on him. We are definitely faster. Slipstream did help, but I am wary of him in the corner. I don't know how he's going to react. I'm not edgy. I'm leaving him space on the outside now. I'm leaving him a lot of space. I've braked early to take quite a nice line. He's left me space on the inside, which is very nice of him. I wasn't expecting that, so I was very wary. We're now up to 6th. Now, I'm a long way behind 5th. It's the last lap. I'm never going to catch 5th. But I've now got to defend for the lap. I've got to make this smooth, tight, and just not give up 6th place now. You know, that's my aim. I'm just thinking, keep the car together. Tyres are going again. They're 4 laps old. This is their 4th lap, so they're going to start really going off. So I've got to be careful. Just got to keep it nice and tight. I know he's behind me. There's no point looking. I know he's there. He's waiting for a mistake. And then I've gone too wide. Touched the grass and spun the car. That's me losing 6th. I'm never gaining it back. It's my own. I took the corner too wide. Tyres on the grass, and in their state, I was never going to hold it. And instead I spin it. Struggling to hold the car again now. Dirty tyres, worn tyres, not a good combination. I will have the run on him. I will have his slipstream coming out of the final corner, but I don't think it's enough. And it's not. I'm not gaining. It's my own fault. I touched the grass, and that will send you off on the turn. So we finished on track in 7th, and there's my penalty. I didn't read the tyres properly. I should have looked. I should have actually paid more attention. A few people, by the looks of it, didn't read the tyres. So I'm dropping, down to 10th. Stupid of me. Massively stupid. But we have finished in 10th place. So on track in 7th, finished in 10th. Still fairly happy, but I did start in 4th. But I'm annoyed at myself for messing up with the tyres. So if you do daily Race C, you've got to use the hards. And I should have looked into it. I normally do. I'm normally really good and I will read tyre requirements. And I just stupidly didn't. So this video originally, because I was undecided with the car and I wasn't sure I was going to enjoy the race, was going to be one race. But I couldn't leave it there. I just couldn't. I couldn't go down like that. I couldn't mess myself up just because I didn't read. So we're going to start race 2. I didn't improve my time. I had like 2 minutes from finishing the last race, the next race starting, so I didn't even try and get a lap in. So this time, same qualifying time, I start in 5th. The only thing you'll notice is the person in first is an A-rated driver. Everyone else is D. We know who's going to win. That's an obvious one. The A-rated driver is miles ahead of us. You know, his lap time was a 1:30. Mine's a 1:34. You know, he's 1 second away from the top 10. So wasn't expecting miracles, but I just want to finish better than 10th. I want to do myself justice, and I want to remember my tyres. That's the biggest thing for me at this point. Just got to remember tyre strategy. So we started well. 4th didn't seem to get the best start. We were very quickly catching with no slipstream. Braking for the corner, I'm leaving him. I had to brake early because I was wary. One car decides to try and dive by everyone, take anyone out he can. We've lost the car under acceleration there, so we've lost 5th. We've dropped down to 6th. I don't understand why people do that. First corner of a race, especially a long race like this, with cars that cost a decent amount of credits, with a race that's only every half an hour, why would you ruin your own race on the first corner by deciding to take out as many people as possible? It just makes no sense. But I suppose some people have too much time on their hands. And probably too much money at times, if you paid for this car. I don't know. I'm not having a go at people that pay for their cars instead of earning them in-game. But I don't understand it. But there we go. It's my little rant, I suppose, for today. We're in 6th. We are tight on the cars ahead of us, that's okay. Just trying to keep up with these and just try and keep it nice and tidy. We now know the tyres go off because of the first race around lap 4-5. We're going to try. We kind of took the corner tightly. He took it wide but came in tight. It's a bit of an argy-bargy. Probably, I don't even know really who's at fault there, me or him. But I'm going to get the line out as it's gone very wide. He's not going to. I didn't squeeze him, but I thought he would look who was coming along the track, and he didn't. But I've taken the position up to 5th. But yeah, because of the previous race, we now know tyre-wise when they're going to go. So my plan is, lap 5, pit for hards. If mediums will do 5 laps, hards should do 8. That's my thinking. I know we did 5 laps on the mediums first stint and then 4 laps second stint. There was a couple of spins involved. So yeah, I'm thinking lap 5 pit for hards and hope they last 8 laps. In my head I'm thinking they should last an extra 3, but my mediums won't last for skid round corners like that. But we're trying to chase down 4th. We are pushing. Probably a little bit too hard. I need to relax a little bit more and not worry about the car ahead too much and just be consistent. When I'm driving in qualifying and I'm constantly being consistent, beating my laps and getting better, I'm just relaxed. I'm not trying too hard. I don't take any notice of the timings. I don't do any of that. I'm just driving, trying to find the right balance of the car, finding the right braking points, that kind of stuff. In a race, I'm overly aggressive again, too much on the acceleration there. Keeping 5th though, luckily. But I'm just too aggressive, I think, at times, when I should just relax and let the cars do what they're going to do, and let me do my own race. And you know, if I'm consistent, they will come back to me. But that's something I've got to try more to do, I suppose. So end of lap 2, we're in 5th, just where we started. Can't really complain. Tyres are okay. We know fuel's no issue. Braking nicely for the corner. Probably a little bit late on the acceleration. We can see 4th in the distance, but they're alright. We know they're there. We don't know what tyre they've started on, but I'd assume it's mediums. Not many people start on the hards. Taking the corner nicely. I'm going to let off a little bit, but taking it 120 mile an hour, that's fast for that corner. Controlling the accelerator nicely. A little skid to around the corner, that's not going to help my tyres, but I'm there. That's the other thing with my tyres. I wonder if my tyres are going off fairly early compared to some, because of how I drive, my aggressiveness. That probably doesn't help, to be fair, in the corners. Braking for the corner. Third has gone very tight and very slow, and he's lost his position, so we're now behind him. I know he's there, but instead of going aggressively taking his position, I've held back. The blue car goes wide, but again we've held back. We're going to take him on the inside here. Blue's left me space, very nice of him. C3PO, very nice. I like his driving. He was very nice with the space. He knew I was there. That's what you should be, considerate. And I'm now in his slipstream. I am on his tail. He is weaving about a little bit. Another car again faking a pit. I don't understand why you do that. I know you can break slipstream, but it just seems a bit odd. I've got the slipstream of C3PO, braking very late, just missing the car in third there. I nearly took him out. I'm now off and struggling to get the car back on. I'm going to lose the position to C3PO. My own fault. I braked very late. I didn't take into account I had slipstream, so I was going a lot faster. But it's okay. A lot of laps to go. Tyres are now starting to struggle a little bit. I can feel it. I'm on lap 4. Thing is, I've reeled these two back in once, so there is still a chance to reel them back in a second time. Tyres letting the car slide out a bit. Got to be very careful acceleration when tyres start to go. Still planning the pit on lap 5 though. Braking nicely for the corner, taking it nice and tightly. Do struggle to accelerate a little bit there with the uphill bit. I don't know why, it's a bit weird. But keeping them in my sights. I'll let them make mistakes, I think. That's what I've got to do. Which, they're battling hard, which is going to give us a chance. Taking the last corner nice and tight. We're going to have good acceleration here. Fourth has ghosted a little bit. I'm not sure why. Maybe he's going a bit too slowly, but we're trying to follow him for his slipstream. He's faking the pit. I know he is, so that's fine. So I've followed him and kept on his slipstream, and I've got the slipstream on him. I've got to take control of this time in the braking zone though. That's the thing. Got to allow for slipstream. So I've braked a little bit earlier to allow for it. I've taken the corner really nicely. Fourth is still there though. We weren't quite close enough for him. But I thought I really compensated for the slipstream nicely. And you see a lot of people don't do that. If you're in the slipstream, you've got to compensate for it. But I also know my tyres are going. We are planning to pit this lap. We're just trying to hold the tyres together now and just trying to keep the car where I want it to be. A bit slow around that corner because of it, because I couldn't take the speed in. Nicely around the corner though. We're still just behind fourth. And neither of them have pitted either. That's the thing. We know we're going to pit. None of them have. So we're going to come out on better tyres. I don't think we're going to... It's only about 5.5 seconds. We're going to take the inside. He's left me room to take it. Didn't really need to go for it because I know I'm pitting. But he left the room. He went a bit wide there. So saw the opportunity and took it really. Second to last corner of the lap. He's still behind us. The car is struggling with the tyres now. But we're still okay. Like I say, we know we're pitting. He's going to go take the tighter line. And I'm struggling for the car to accelerate. We're pitting. So we're not worried about where he is. He's not faking the pit stop this time. Maybe because he sees me on the outside, he's decided not to. Nicely into the pit. And we're going to go for the hards. Like I said, we're going to go for a long 8-lap stint on the hards and hope they hold it. And when we pitted, we was 5th. So let's see where we're going to come out. Currently 7th. Braking badly again after finishing the pit stop. So we've lost 7th. Get the car back on track. Spinning a little bit. Just trying to get it back on track now. We're there. So we're in 8th after a pit. And that's our only pit stop. That's the thing. First is flying and gone, which we knew. A-rated driver against D-rated. He was never going to get caught. That's the thing. Problem with hards to mediums. Mediums have a lot more grip than hards, obviously don't last as long. If you haven't actually read the descriptions, hards have a lot less grip than mediums. So although they're fresh, the acceleration, tyres will slide and the back end will kick. I was aware of it luckily, and I was compensating. First is in the pits now. Yeah, I was compensating. So yeah, read the description of the tyres. The softer your tyres, the more grip they have, but the less they last. The harder your tyres, the less grip they have, but the longer they last. It makes sense. Harder surface area will last longer than a softer surface area. That's the science. In my lamest terms that I know about anyway. Back to the race. Still in 8th. Cars ahead of me are pitting though. And I'm just thinking about being consistent now. We know we've got a tyre. We need to look after them. But we're finishing lap 6 in 8th place. Up to 7th because of the pit. Back to 8th. Bounces around a bit while people are in the pits admittedly. Braking nicely for the corner. We're still in 8th. We can see the cars ahead of us. We know at least one of them is on fresh tyres that have just pitted. I think the guy in 6th is the one we were battling with previously, and I don't think he's pitted. It may not have been. I don't know. But I'm still trying to catch them. I'm on pretty fresh tyres, although they're hards. But then if they haven't changed to hards, they could get a penalty. I'm going to gain positions anyway. But we're not worried. We're just going to keep going on. The aim is to beat 10th place in the last race and no 20-second penalty, which I've definitely not got a 20-second penalty now. Because I remembered to change my tyres to the right compound. Car going very slow. They've obviously gone off because they've ghosted, so we're going to come up just behind them. They're in 7th, and we are catching this group. So we're just going to take the corner nice and tightly, nurse it round a little bit. We're over halfway around the race now. Sliding a little bit into the corner, could have took that a bit better, but we're okay. Into the last corner of lap 7. Not sure who ahead of us is going to pit. I think that's the one we battled with earlier, who kind of had a little bit of an argy-bargy as he tried to come back on track. But we've got him again, so that's okay. Another car's got in the pits ahead of us. We got our fastest lap of the race on hard tyres. That says something. I really wasn't doing well on the mediums. In the first race, I was really good on the mediums. I think I was alright. I got some pretty good lap times. I struggled so much this race with the mediums for some reason. But I suppose I was in more traffic this time. There was a lot more slipstream, so I don't know whether that's something to do with it or not. I don't know. But yeah, fastest lap of the race on hards. We're up to 7th. We can see the cars ahead. We are still chasing them down. But trying not to be overly aggressive. Just trying to be consistent and keep it on the track. That's the main thing. And them two ahead of us are battling. Gotta hope they kind of mess each other up. Braking for the corner. One has messed up the corner. He's locked up massively. And ended up ghosting over it. So they are fighting. Which will help us massively. We're just going to stay on them really. Don't know how they're doing on pit stops, if they've already gone or not, we don't know. So we can't even think about that at this point. We're just going to keep close to them, try and get them on the big straight. That's really the best overtaking place, is the straight. Car sliding a little bit on the exit there. And we look a long way back, but we're not that far back really. Probably out of slipstream range though. But we're still up, we're still okay. 7th place. Still beating our position aim of 10th. We're still doing better than that. Braking a bit later than I really would have liked to, but keeping the corner nicely. It's the difference about slipstream. You can brake a bit later and still keep it. Slipstream I wasn't able to do that. And we are definitely gaining. Taking the corner nicely. You can feel the tyres are wearing, but they're not bad. They're not like the mediums are, so it's okay. A little concerned whether they'll make it to the end, but Didn't really brake enough for the corner and skidded it round. That's not going to do the tyres any good. They're battling hard ahead of us. They don't need themselves both to spin out or something. That would help us massively. We caught them right up into the braking zone there. But we took it very, very deep. We didn't want to do that, but we're okay. They're going to get a little bit away again. Yeah, we caught right up behind them, mainly because we went deep. We didn't brake enough. Car's trying to spin out a little bit on us. Got to hold it together. And then misjudging the corner again. I was focusing too much on them and what they were doing ahead of me when I shouldn't have done. Got to focus on myself. Got a decent lead to the car behind, so that's always good. Don't really have to worry about them. As we're going to end the ninth lap. Start of the 10th, 3 laps to go. We're up to 7th. 5th and 6th are just ahead of us, and battling hard, so we just got to keep on them now. We've just got to keep this tidy. Nice into the first corner. Still a little bit tentative on acceleration. I think I could be quicker to accelerate there, but it's about holding the car. I was overly cautious because of the car kicking out on me, I think, more than anything else. Trying to control the car using the acceleration here. Taking the corner 110, 120 mile an hour. I know I've done it at 122. Cutting the corner a little bit more than I normally would there, and the car kicks a little. But we're still okay. We're going to catch them in the braking zone. We didn't go deep this time, so we didn't go right behind them, but we're there. And 4th is just ahead of them as well. They've pulled 4th back into them, and they've pulled me with them. That's the thing. So there are places up for grabs here. Taking the corner nicely. That's probably the best line for that corner I found. If you can turn the car nicely, you've got it. Not as tight as I'd want to be, but okay. No kick on the exit, which is good. Tyres are holding up well. This is the point the mediums would have gone completely and I would have been all over the place. The hards are holding up nicely. As we finish lap 10, move on to lap 11. You can tell they're starting to go because the lap times aren't as good as the best and they were fresh, but they're holding up really well. There's 3 cars ahead of us that are all in sight. We know any mistake by them we're going to pounce. We just got to stay as close to them as possible, get to the straight and get the slipstream. Cutting the corner nicely and holding it nicely. I was finding in practice I was really quick around the first section and a half of the, well, half a lap, and then struggling the second half. In race I found I was better the second half of the lap and struggling the first half. 6th got a really bad exit there, the blue car. We've had a few battles with him already. All fair and clean, but we've had a few battles, so we know what he's about. We know he's going to be fairly fair. So we've braked a little bit earlier just to make sure we don't go into the back of him. Keeping it nice and tight though. We know we're on him. And he made a mistake there. A little bit of pressure maybe got to him. We're going to hold it together tightly around this corner. Probably cutting it too much with the grass really. No penalty, that's the main thing. Went very deep into the corner, messed that massively up. Bit overzealous really. We're taking this corner nicely. Probably not as fast as I wanted, but we could get a decent exit. If we can hold the kick, we do. As we approach the end of lap 11, so we're about to start the penultimate lap. And we're in a good position. We're 7th. We've got a decent lead over 8th. And we're in touch with the cars ahead. It's always a nice position to be in. Braking for the corner. I thought about going on the inside and trying to move, and then I backed out. Car's slipping and sliding a little bit. Tyres are starting to go. But we're okay. 6 takes that very wide. So we are catching him now. It's all put down to accelerator control here. And we're going to go for a move on the inside under braking. He's clipped us as we've taken him. He probably wasn't expecting me to be there, admittedly, but he managed to take him. And it's our old friend C3PO. He was very nice earlier when he gave us space and we went past him, so got to be a bit careful under braking. Now I'm trying to be clean, trying to be nice. I'm not, you know, I don't want to bang people around. I don't enjoy it happening to me. So car's really struggling a little bit under tyres now. And every time it kicks out, you lose time, precious seconds when you're trying to catch the cars ahead. We're up to 6th though. Last corner of the penultimate lap. We can see the cars. 5th is there. We're going to try and hold it tight to the inside. Car's slipping and sliding a little bit, but we've still got it. 5th doesn't like us being in the slipstream. They do tend to try and move out of the way. We're going to try and keep in it. I don't know how much we're gaining from this slipstream at this point. We are quite a way back. Not really, but we are in terms of time, in a sense. Braking early for the corner, compensating just in case. 6th has gone for a massive lunge on the inside there. Definitely going to compromise his exit, but we were a little bit hesitant on the acceleration there. I'm aware he's now on the inside. This is the final lap. Taking the corner, I'm aware he's there, but he didn't try the move. He backed out, which I'm glad of, because he would have wiped me out massively. So I was aware he was there, and that's the important thing. It's awareness of other cars on your radar. Braking late for the corner and taking the position, but then the car is really struggling now with the tyres. We've got a penalty for going off track. I didn't think we cut the corner, but we've got the penalty and we've gone deep into that corner as well. We're going to lose positions here and we're going to spin at the same time. We've got a big gap to the cars behind. We're in 7th. We've just lost our chance of getting 4th, possibly. The car, I didn't think I'd gone that far off track, but obviously I must have done for them to have got a penalty for it. It's a shame, really. The race was going really well. There's a very good battle between the lot of us. Tyres are struggling at this point with the spin and the dirty tyres. But we're going to hold it into the corner. And the race is finished. We finished in 7th. On track. And that was actually where we finished. So, all in all, considering I wasn't enjoying this race, I really enjoyed it in the end. Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye bye.